Hey everyone, I'm Michelle Hammonds with the Beauty Life Coach Show, and I'm so honored to have you be a part of this show and to introduce you to our one and only girl who I love. She's on fire. She's going to bring so much truth, revelation, and inspiration to you today. Natalie Cargile.
Hey.
She's literally one of the most inspiring people I know. She is the creator and founder of the Connect Network TV, and she's taking the TV, the influencer, the all of these different platforms by storm because of her innovative revelation on how to connect people with the right source, with the right people, and align them with their truth. Here we go, my girl, Natalie. Hold on, I'm about to introduce you.
Hey guys. Hey. Oh. Michelle, that was the best greeting. I appreciate you. I love you. We are on the Beauty Life Coach Show, people. So yes, it is going to be good and amazing and dynamic and inspirational, just like you always are, Michelle.
Oh my goodness. Natalie, okay, so tell everyone who's listening, because this is on YouTube and podcast, which I'm so honored and excited for. Tell everyone how incredible you are. And then we could go into our backstory a little bit, how we got connected, how it was a completely divine encounter of just like when you say yes to your dream, there's such breakthrough and blessing. And Natalie, I'm so thankful that you've come and you get to share your journey that has led you to this international platform where you get to literally influence influencers and people who are making the big decisions that are shifting our nation. And it's just so incredible to watch you move and navigate and have complete like direction and discernment on who to speak to, who to connect with, who to align with, and kind of who to be like, okay, I know I'm supposed to go this way, that there's a new direction. So you want to share with us all that knowledge. We can't wait to hear it.
Well, I'm just grateful to be a part of season 1 of this amazing space you've created, Michelle. And, anyone that's out here listening to this podcast, just know that this is a space where you will be inspired. And Michelle just brings so much energy and just love and your heart posture. You teach me about heart posture. You definitely have yours aligned in just faith and love and gratitude. And that is really what drew me to you in the first place. And I know we're going to get into that. But yes, I am just a girl that followed her dreams. I have been dreaming since junior high, and my dream never really shifted. I was always interested in media, television. I was always willing to be an employee. I didn't know that there would be an opportunity to have my own network or create my own television shows or have my own business, and just through trying and failing and learning and praying, okay, God created so much. And now we have the Connect Network TV. I got my girls in the back, some of my hosts across Texas and Florida. We have partnered with the CW network, and we just have great programming. We feature women in business and female entrepreneurs every Saturday morning through our morning lifestyle show, and we do talk hot topics. We talk business, we pray, we talk about the cocktails we love. It's a little bit of everything for every mama, every woman, every executive, every stay-at-home mom that's no longer working, every person that's ever been fired. Everyone out there with a dream needs to tune in, because we will give you the motivation and inspiration to help you get to that next level. And that was what the dream always was from the jump.
So, and getting into that, I mean, you heard it from Natalie. I've been a part of the show. I can't believe it's been a year. I'm so blown away. Natalie, thank you so much for the opportunity that you saw such vision in me to give me that just space to share with you, to inspire and empower millions of households to say yes to their dreams. And it's just truly blown me away. And I know that you have gone through so much to get to this point where you can say that you have this stage and this platform to fulfill others' dreams.
Yeah.
And that's always been a dream of yours. You've always been a big dreamer since you were young and junior high, like you were saying. And how did you begin the dream? What are some of the things that you had to go through, learn, and overcome to get to this place?
Wow, I don't know how much time we have. We'll
That's
be
a
here all
lot.
day talking about overcoming and valleys and peaks. But one thing that is for sure is if you believe in yourself, you will not let anyone discourage you, and you won't quit, because the dip will come. Obstacles are guaranteed. So if you expect to travel through your journey without pressure, you will fail immediately. You need to expect 10 times more effort than it's going to take. You need to expect 10 times more drama than you want to experience. Like, everything's going to happen along the journey, but when you're dedicated, you're prayed up, you got the right heart posture. As my girl always speaks on, nothing will stop you. And when you are relentless in success and your dream and your vision, it's impossible for it not to work. And for me, going back to ninth grade me, when I was, and this might have been 10th grade, but I've told the story before. We had to do, at one point I was going to be a cosmetologist because my mother was a cosmetologist. I would go to the salon with her. I just enjoyed doing hair and just, making women feel pretty. The salon was fun.
The beauty, you love beauty from the inside out. Girl,
yeah, the community, the camaraderie, the women were friends. Every Saturday you'd come, you'd have a good time. And for a long time, that was my goal. And in either I think maybe the 10th grade at this point, one of the teachers had an assignment, and it was, what are you going to be when you grow up? And until that point, I always thought cosmetology, but there was a girl in my class who was also my neighbor, who is still my friend today, named Molly Bow. Now she's married, new last name. I'll spare her from being stalked by all of you. But Molly said, well, I'm going to be the next Katie Couric. And I thought, well, I'm going to be the next Ananda Lewis. Now, for those of you that don't know, Ananda Lewis was, and you hopefully do know, depending on your age, I don't know. We're not going to get into numbers today, but I am 39. I graduated high school in 2000. And at that point, 2000, 99, 98, 97, like TRL, MTV was it. And prior to that, Ananda was on BET on another show that I would watch and tune into, where it was called, I think, Teen Summit. And she was visiting and talking to young teens about just their goals and dreams and things that were going on in the community. And then she went over to MTV, had a bigger stage and the lights and the stars and the celebrities and the hot topics. And I thought, okay, you're going to be Katie Couric. I'm going to be Ananda Lewis. And lo and behold, I will tell you, Ananda's been on my show. Ananda, I have promos with Ananda saying, who she is, what she does. And, oh, you are watching the Connect Network TV. I mean, you can't make it up. So that's why I tell you, when the Lord puts in your heart something that you desire, He is giving you that vision so you can believe it, and so you can be a part of fulfilling your assignment that He has placed on your life. Wow. And a lot of times we're not listening. We can't hear, we can't feel, we can't see what God has for us. But in that moment, a new vision was born in me. And things like that just kept happening. Next thing I know, of course, I ended up going to Howard University. So did Ananda. I ended up, getting into the broadcast journalism school of, the communication school, and majored in broadcast journalism. And next thing you know, like, out of all of the, women and men that were applying for this particular internship at MTV, I got it. And I was going to New York from Washington, D.C., on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays by Greyhound overnight. Because I worked at Jordan's restaurant. Yeah, Michael. Would leave, work at 11, get to the Greyhound at midnight, get to New York by 5 a.m. We had a YMCA membership. That opened at 5. I would go to the Y. I would sleep on the couch in the locker room from 5 to 7 a.m. And peep this, Sean Gables, they have the TV up, NY1. I'd wake up and watch Sean Gables every day. I'm like, man, she's so beautiful. She was another Black woman, a news anchor, so successful. my friend today. And I would go to MTV and go to work and just.
I got chills, girl. I got chills all down me.
And Sean Gables has sat down and come to my table and been on my show. And it's like, you cannot make up. So you got to keep pushing. But I promise you, with all of the Anandas and all the Sean Gables and all of the other amazing women in business and female entrepreneurs that I've had the pleasure and honor of sitting with, I've had 999 devils that have 10x their way into the space of vision, of dreaming. And so that's why it's got to be strong. It's got to be here. It's got to be here. It's got to be here. And if you're on the podcast, I'm pointing to my heart, my mind, and my soul through prayer.
Thank you.
Because, if you don't have it inside of you, outside distractions can stop you. And so that's why that dream and listening to what the Lord puts on you is so important. So that's just, I don't know if I answered your question, but that's just a piece of how I processed and kept pushing, because I kept getting signals and signs that, yeah, we're about to go. We're about to go.
And I think because of your persistence and your vision, in the word, it says, write your vision, make it plain, keep it in front of you. Whatever you look at, whatever you dwell on, that is what you will become. Whatever you think about, you will say and you will bring about.
It's just so funny. Make the vision plain. Make the vision plain.
I mean, it's so true. No matter what religion you are, the truth is, that is the truth. Your vision, your words, what you see, what you look at, what you dwell on, you will become, and what you declare, you will literally bring about in your life. And I literally, every step of the way, from your first dream, you allowed yourself to dream bigger than anything you'd ever seen. You wrote it down, no matter what whatever anyone said, you didn't care. You wrote it down. You turned it in. You declared it. You held on to it. Then you went to Howard University. You went to MTV. Girl, you looked at Shauna Lewis, right? Girl,
Sean Gables, yeah.
Sean Gables. She is now your friend. It's so great. I just really believe, it's just stirring my heart. This is something that you've actually never shared on the show while I've been there. And I am fascinated at this process because, girl, you need to share it on the Connect Network. We need to make a show all about your journey, the evolution of Natalie, because we're always evolving. If not, we're literally dying. And so in this process, and this is just the first, in college, girl, we got so much more to cover. But in this process, you already overcame and literally are standing on platforms that no one else can say they've stood on. You're breaking barriers at such a young age. And I want to know that how in those times when you had the naysayers, the people who would come, jealousy, girl, because you're so stunning. You've always overcome. You've always been in the light because you're called to be in literally. How did you recognize people who weren't for you? And how have you, in that time, how did you overcome and keep pushing through?
That's such a great question. And I think this is something that all women and men deal with, at some point in their lives. But, my dad always would tell me as a young girl, I grew up in a football household. My dad played professional football for 10 years for the Vikings, Dolphins, and Steelers. And so he related everything to sports. Anytime something would happen, even in life right now, I'm about to be at halftime, y'all, because what's halftime? It's 40. First quarter, we won't get into all the things, but my dad talked to me in sports just to make it easy. But he would always tell me I'm a first-round draft pick. And no matter what would happen, he would say, girl, don't sweat that. You're a first-round draft pick. You're a first-round draft pick. So I grew up believing that even when I was losing, I was a first-round draft pick. So I had that mentality from a young age. And my children have the same mentality too. You can't tell them nothing because they already know they're a first-round draft pick. So it's going to be real hard to come in and throw cloud or smoke or anything on them. And that's why it's important as parents, you have a big responsibility to build your children up, because how you talk to them, how you treat them, that they will carry that with them for the rest of their lives. So I was very blessed for that. And I have a great mother and father that have been together my whole life, blah, blah, blah. So that was embedded in me from the beginning. And another thing about me, good, bad, or indifferent, I'm a Virgo. So I don't need too many times of you showing me that you're not for me, because I listened when Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are, believe them. So you don't get many times to show me the same thing that I just saw. I don't need that because I'm a first round draft pick, right? So if you show me that when I entrust in you to know something personal about my life and you go tell someone, well, I'm not going to go do that again because you just showed me that that's not something I can share with you or live with you in that space. Or, you know, in other ways, if I'm hurting and sad and I'm, you know, confiding in you about my feelings and you minimize them, or you just overlook my perspective, because a lot of that has happened too in this pandemic and Black Lives Matter and all of these things. You can't be for me if you can't see me and feel me and understand and respect where I'm coming from, even if it's a different opinion of yours. And I think that's the difficulty with friendships in general, because so many of us are stuck in our ways that it's hard for us to digest another perspective. And I think we're seeing that across the world today on so many levels. And when I was younger, I would kind of be willing to go back, oh, well, that was just this or that was just that. But at 39, I mean, it's going to be tough to play rainbow games with folks.
39, fabulous, flawless. Like, I feel like as we get older, life just gets better and sweeter. Because as you know, you're just declaring you're a Virgo. See, I'm not a Virgo, and I have my whole life, girl. I have literally given people a million chances, and they just continue to hurt me, blah blah blah. Finally, thank God, when I got into my 30s, started reading all these leadership books, started listening to my husband. My husband had been telling me our whole marriage. He's like, babe, that person's not for you. You know, look what they've done. Like, he's so like you, Natalie, like wisdom, discernment, quick. And I've had to pray for discernment because my compassion is one of my greatest gifts. But out of balance, your greatest gift can be your greatest burden. And so I was just compassion. And so what a gift that from the beginning here's the thing though. Even though you're a Virgo and you are very wise to like set boundaries, you are one of the most empathetic, compassionate people I know, that you go above and beyond and pour out. When you choose to be friends with someone, you give them your all. And that is such a unique, special combination that I feel like has really contributed, because probably your parents' influence to, and that football mentality, first round, round pick, that you're aligning with the same people who have that mentality that you will align with them forever. And I feel like we're sisters, literally.
100
for life. Yes, like it's such a gift.
100. I love
Makes
you.
me cry.
I know, girl.
Because girl, you're right. It's like we're at halftime. Like it's just the beginning. And so going into, I know that all of that really help you dive so deep into your identity, into your worth, into pushing through and start seeing those breakthrough moments, even though you had the devils, you had the naysayers, you had the situations, like even the fact that you took a bus, slept 2 hours and still did it and killed it, looking amazing and acting fabulous. You were acting through that. You were exhausted. So many people wouldn't choose to do that. And so the fact that you did that, you developed those skill sets, and then you talk about your Mary Kay days, talk about when you were on a news anchor, and share a little bit about that and how I really believe that those teamwork skills. And back to your dad, man, I want to meet your dad.
You do.
I want to connect with him. I want to hug him and thank him and your mom for raising and instilling so many incredible values in you for your babies. And our babies are going to grow up together and kill it, shift the world for the better. And I'm just so grateful for that. So yeah, please just share a little bit more about that.
Yeah. Well, let me see. There were several questions in there. Where should I begin?
Well, I'm like trying to smush it in. I know the show's a little bit short. I'm like, well, guys, don't worry. Natalie's going to be back. I mean, are you kidding me? They're just at the beginning. Natalie's going to be a regular on the show.
Oh, you're so sweet. And whenever you'll have me, I will pull all the way up. I think you were asking about the news anchor years, Mary Kay. I will tell you, if you are in any type of multi-level marketing organization or company, or if you are in direct sales, really hone your skills. This is the perfect opportunity to practice. And with Mary Kay, I quickly became a record-breaking sales director. I was never going to do Mary Kay. My neighbor was like, can I give you a facial? That's how they get you in. Like, can I give you a facial? And I'm like, fine. Are you going to have some wine? If you can have some wine, I will come and do a facial. Come and did the facial. They got the deal where if you sign up for $99, then you can get this whole big suitcase of stuff. So I'm like, fine. I love the products. I'll sign up. For about 4 months, I did nothing. She was like, I don't even know if that I was using anything. Like, I was just like, And she was like, well, why don't we just have a party? And I thought, well, okay. At this point, I had just had my daughter. She was 6 months. I was starting to get my little thing back, trying to get back cute. Finally back to my, pre-pregnancy weight, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, okay, I will have a party. She's like, just invite a few friends. Well, at that party, I probably had maybe 15 or 20 women come. And I think I may have sold anywhere from like $500 to $1,000 in product that day, or had a profit of $500 or something. It was a fantastic first situation.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, it was. And I think some people signed up and joined my team, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, I remember sitting in the bed. I was just like counting all this money, and I'm like looking around, and I thought, maybe I should really try this. And so from that day, plus 18 months, I became a record-breaking sales director in a pink Cadillac. Like, girl, I was rolling, okay, down the street. They were like, what? You have a pink Cadillac? It was so ridiculous that like I had jumped my director. Like, you can't really do that in the totem pole. But I mean, I don't know. I just really understood what the business was.
You understood your assignment.
You got to book,
girl.
You got to coach, you got to sell, you got to recruit. You got to book, you got to coach, you got to sell. That's what you do. There's 4 things. So I quickly, there's 4 things: book, coach, sell, recruit. So I booked, I coached, I sold, I recruited. And I had offspring sales directors. I qualified for my Cadillac again. I mean, I had saved $30,000 cash money in my bank in this 18 months. In fact, I have that story on my YouTube channel at Natalie's Network, and there's like 37,000 views on that video.
Y'all gotta go, because it's that lit. It's like so much fire. Natalie has so much fire in her soul, in her heart, that it literally is it's like a conduit that's gonna light you up.
But you know what? Let me tell you, I although that's fantastic and all, I'm not even impressed by that, because it was just 4 things. You had to book, coach, sell, recruit. See, that's the thing. Success is for anybody. But are you willing to take action? Are you willing to go book? Are you willing to coach whoever joins your team? Do you have system strategies? Are you going to make it plain for the people? Are you willing to sell, or are you scared? And are you going to be able to multiply yourself by recruiting people? Wow. What Mary Kay taught me is how to run a business. And the point came to where my husband was like, because with all of that action, there were a lot of people coming in my house all the time. In fact, I had to like open the windows and put some oil and things everywhere. So I had to, after I was
in your house, okay?
I was like, let me get the oils out, because I've had so many.
Let me pray, Holy Spirit, have your way.
Yes. And I never had a negative situation in my home with Mary Kay. I mean, and you got to think about it. You're sometimes having strangers in your house, like people you don't know, friends of friends coming, like, because I was booking, coaching, selling, and recruiting on the regular. So I was making leaps and strides. I was in the magazine, the Mary Kay magazine, getting honors. Like, it was fantastic. And my unit was too, but Mary Kay taught me leadership. Mary Kay taught me how to be a leader. Mary Kay taught me how to have enthusiasm. If you're a leader without enthusiasm, you can just go like back to the bench and take notes and figure out how to get energetic and excited, because the only way you will keep people in your organization is if it's fun. And see, these people, they're in my organization because it's fun. And that's what Mary Kay taught me. It taught me leadership, and it taught me the basics of business. true business basics. The Mary Kay way and the Mary Kay business model is the king of all direct sales and multi-level marketing. It's all Mary Kay. It's taught at Harvard University, the Mary Kay business model. So when I tell you, I paid attention and I respected what she created because her story is amazing. I still have pink Cadillacs everywhere. I mean, I'm forever indebted to Mary Kay. And prior to that, real quick on the news tip, I was hired as the morning news anchor for ABC in 2007 in a town called Midland, Texas. And I had a 3-year contract. And in 2008, I ended up meeting the man I'm married to today. He came on the show as a guest. When the economy was failing, he came and talked about what that was going to look like, the stock market, all these things. And when he came in, I was just like, who is this man? Because he's genius, he's beautiful, he's successful. I'm like, whoa, who is this? Long story short, that's my husband today. But at the end of my contract term, my general manager, my 4th general manager, turnover was crazy on the executive side, and he did not renew my contract. And so I was in a place where I had a non-compete clause and I couldn't go to the CBS or the NBC for 1 year. And I was in love with this amazing man that said, you don't have to work. You can just stay home and you can hang out with me. You can go shopping. You can hang out with your friends. You can go to lunch. You can do whatever you want. Become more of yourself. That's what he would always say. Become more of yourself. Figure out what you want to do. Figure out who you are. I was like, I know what I want to do. That's why I came to this job, But
like, what are you talking about? I've known my whole life what I'm supposed to do.
This is my plan. This is my thing. This is what I'm here to do. He's like, but he was so kind and supportive and really had the resources to allow me to glow up.
Wow.
And we started we had our first child. That was 2011. Actually, that was 2014 with Mina. But between 2011 and 2014, I was kind of just playing around. And then I got into Mary Kay, and that was my first business entrepreneur opportunity, I should say.
Girl, that transition, well, finding a man who is willing to let you discover who you are in this new decade and in this new season is just such a gift. And because that was definitely not a part of your plan, that was definitely unexpected. Like, I think too, like the lesson in that is like learning how to shift and be okay with the shifts. Learning how to be thankful for those moments that are unexpected and grow and glow up, like you said, and really even have more direction and vision and appreciation for the moment you're in. And I mean, just taking that time to even have your babies. Y'all, I just want to brag on Natalie. She not only has a 7-year-old, yes, and then she has twins, 4-year-old twins, 4-year-old twins. I mean, she is just an incredible mama. We haven't even talked about your motherhood and how you've just literally like handled it so gracefully with so much just wisdom and peace. And you've overcome so much in motherhood as well. Running this business, creating and founding the Connect Network through this process. And it's just so I know we said the word inspiring. I really need to expand my vocabulary because I keep using that same.
I'm always like, amazing. Girl, you're good. Don't worry.
Because inspiring is from the inside out. Like motivation is an outward thing, and motivation comes and goes. But when you're inspired, it's deep. And it literally is like a raw, we're talking about, this season is exposed. We're exposing the raw and the real. And it's something that's been such an inward exposure of who you truly are. And you've brought people into your space because you've inspired them from the inside out to really believe in who they are. And I mean, I'm so excited because we have so much happening with the Connect Network TV because you've dreamed it, you believed it, and now how long? Tell us a little bit more. We've gone through this journey. I know we have so many other things to touch on, but we've gone through this journey of you being so developed over these years and saying yes and not giving in or giving up, but keeping that momentum to push you forward. Not that you had the momentum like all the time, but you went deep. You prayed, talking about being prayed up, talking about being aligned with the right people, and how beautiful this season you're in is, that God's really aligning you even more for this accelerated path for where we're going. And it just scares me so much. So please share a little bit. I know, when you started, you're a pioneer for this model. There's literally no one who's ever done what you're doing. Just like in everything you do, everything you touch turns to gold. So you're such a pioneer. And we're literally seeing shifts take place where your vision is becoming bigger than you ever expected. So can you share a little bit? I know the show's about to be, it's a 30-minute show, but we're going to push it a little bit longer. You guys, you're going to want to hear this. And then Natalie's coming back to share even more gems and gold with you. But, from that 4 years, it's been 4 years now. And from what you thought it was to now what it's really being developed into is just crazy to me. And I just can't wait for you to kind of touch on that a little bit.
Well, going back to just being willing to kind of hunker down and, get focused on the family side, the mother side of my life. I always wanted to be a mom. I knew 100% I wanted to have 4 kids. Like I was going to be a mom. That was really, really, really important to me. So right away when, I decided to kind of quit following my career and marry my husband and stay in Midland, Texas. And honey, I am still in Midland, Texas. Okay.
You're making Midland so cool, girl. You're making it so trendy.
Thank you. You're so sweet. But yeah, I knew that as soon as I was going to have my children, I was going to get right back to business. I knew it. I wanted it to be in news. I wanted it to be in television, but I never expected it from an entrepreneurial standpoint. My thought was, as soon as I have my babies, I'm going to go get a job for someone. And God is so good. He knew that I needed Mary Kay so I could create the Connect Network TV. Because had I not been in Mary Kay, I wouldn't have the leadership skills to teach anybody anything. In fact, the leadership part of Mary Kay really developed me not only as a businesswoman, but as just a human being, because leadership is not just something that you utilize in business. Leaders live their lives in that mindset and that mind frame. It's so much bigger than just business. It's an energy about you. It's the way you operate everything. You start operating your house like a business. You start really making plans and like strategies and systems with your relationships with people, with your spouse, with everyone. So I'm just so grateful for that time in being able to learn and just staying devoted to what I knew, which was I was getting back on television. I just didn't know how that was going to happen. And so with the Connect, it really started as a membership-based opportunity. I was still in Mary Kay when I launched it. I knew that I learned, I should say, when I was pregnant with the twins, and they were born in October 2018. And that was a long 9 months. They were born full term, 6 pounds, 9 ounces a piece. Like it was no joke. But during that time, my Mary Kay unit of like nearly 500 people, they just were not working. And I didn't understand it because I had taught them so much. They knew how to book. They knew how to coach. They knew how to recruit. They knew how to sell. I had the website. I mean, everything you could have needed, you could have just gone to the website and learned how to do it. And because I wasn't with them physically as much anymore, I just could tell that it was going to always take me pulling the ship for them to do what needed to be done. And I was not willing to bank my whole success on these people, because in order to be successful in direct sales or multi-level marketing, you have to have a working, strong, efficient team or a high number of people in your organization if you're looking to reach a certain number financially or vehicles or whatever it is that your aim is. And so during that time, one of the first books that I started, I love to read. I'm always reading. Mary Kay taught me school is never out for the pro. I'm like reading 3 books now. I'm always reading something. one of the books at that time was the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, 2018. I started getting into that and getting into him. And I thought, and another that I loved, uh, Napoleon Hill, can't think and Grow Rich. Woo, that was a life-changing book as well. And I had read that like in high school, got back to it in my Mary Kay years. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to create a mastermind group where I'm getting high hanging fruit, because I was the high hanging fruit. And I had all of these other fruit, but they weren't hanging high. If I have to be pregnant or not pregnant for you to work, then y'all aren't the ones. I need folks that are willing to work despite what I'm doing. You should be jumping me like I jumped my director, because you have the tools in your tool belt to be successful. But that wasn't the fruit that I was bearing at that time. And I knew I needed to bear another type of fruit, because for what I'm looking to do, and I need to be inspired. My cup was half full all the time. And I thought, I'm about to create a network with people that are smarter than me, better than me, more successful than me. Just they work harder than me. I was looking for everybody better than me. And originally I was going to call this group the Masterminds of Midland. Okay. Midland, Texas. This is how much I love you. I was going to call things Masterminds of Midland. And one day, and quickly, like high hanging fruit was coming in. And one of the women said, why don't you call it the Connect? And I thought, you know what? That is so funny, because I just bought the connectonline.com last year, but haven't used it. And I bought that because I was going to create an app, because I needed to connect my network and clients and blah, 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 blah. So that was kind of funny. Ended up getting it, creating a business, doing the whole incorporated thing. And we became the Connect network, but the website I kept the same. And the first thing that was really helpful for the business, and this is just a tip for anyone that's looking to operate out of capital, not out of lack, and not off of a credit card, find a way to really create capital off the top right away. And what I did was created an event, and this town hadn't ever had anything like this. It was lit. The music was popping. We had cocktails. There were probably about 200 plus people that showed up at this very first event. I had an extraordinary panel, and that event brought in about $30,000 on January 9th, 2019. That was my introduction to business. I introduced the membership. They thought they were coming just for a party and a panel and some drinks, but honey, I had an opportunity. You sign up for the membership. We sold tape. It's funny that it's funny that all just happened so amazingly, but that was God. And then with this membership, I just wanted to start. One of the girls said, I used to watch you on the news every morning. You should start interviewing these women and do a business of the week. And that's what I started doing. I would interview this woman in the membership, this woman, and share their business. And then slowly we would start, talking about hot topics, and it turned into an online show. And now, it's just too long of a story to give it all to you. But honey, yes.
Yeah, listen, you're coming back, so we can touch on, you have so much wisdom, and so you're so good at listening to the little things that are, you're looking around, you're really just like your heart posture towards people. You want to impact them. You want to propel them forward. You want to inspire them like you have your whole life, like you were inspired. You're like giving the world what you were given. Thank you, Jesus. You were given so much. You overcame so much. It wasn't just that you were given it. You used what you had and you multiplied it. And now you're literally at this place. I talked about it already, but it's an international platform where you're able to connect with stars, connect with influencers, connect and align the right people. But you're not only connecting for yourself, for your own selfish desires. It's not about you. You've literally made it about others. And I truly believe that's why you are such a success, and you continue to arise every single day. And people look at you and they want your help, and they're like, hey, tell me what to do next. I'm so inspired by you. And
that's so sweet.
That's why they want to literally, you talked about sitting at a table, and it's so beautiful. As people have heard this story, you've sat at so many tables. You've never been too good to sit at a certain table. You've never been, but you've known what table you're supposed to sit at. Yeah. And some people, because of their heart posture, if anyone can learn anything from this moment from Natalie's wisdom, is that if people don't shift and change and make their mission about other people and helping them arise, propelling them forward, literally giving what you've been given with
Mm,
wisdom, discernment, clarity, and listening to those around you, because they'll tell you what you need, then
mm.
they won't have the opportunity to sit at a certain table. They'll be literally stifled by their own delayed, limited mindsets that they can't come and sit at the table with people who have a heart posture to give back to others.
Can I say something, Michelle? I love what you've mentioned because, how you're describing the way in which I work my business is what I promised God. And when I was pregnant with the twins, I could not walk. I like my sciatica, like everything. And I remember I was laying in the bed and I was just crying because my whole world was around this Mary Kay unit and these directors.
Yeah.
And I remember my friend Tracy Giddens, who's been a big part of my success and growing. She's like the boss at Fox locally here, and she's been there for 20 years. She actually switched over from ABC to Fox, blah blah blah. But she told me to refer to Galatians 6:9, and I could be getting the scripture wrong, but basically, it talks about lying down in green pastures.
Mm.
And sometimes you have to lie down in a green pasture all by yourself, because that is when the clarity is going to come, and I was just literally lying down and I could not, I just had to lie down in my green pasture, and the Lord gave me so much vision, and he told me in that moment, if you will be a vessel. And to get to what you're kind of sharing as the way I run this, I am only the vessel. And if the Lord really said, if you can commit to being the vessel and give me the glory, I will literally rock your world. And that's what he has been doing ever since. He has been rocking my world with what his promises always are.
Wow.
And I've just been willing to put one foot in front of the other, because some days it's heavy picking up that foot and put in front of the other. But yeah, it's being a vessel for the people to give God the glory and let them share what they do, who they are, who they can be. And if you're stuck right now, well, watch the show, because guess what? This girl right here that is making 6 figures today, she was where you were, and you have the power to do
Absolutely.
that too.
I know on your Instagram pages, on your YouTube, on your TV network, that's always the common theme, that never despise small beginnings, because everyone starts small.
That's right.
And you just have to start. You have to begin and believe in yourself enough. Have the courage to face rejection. Everyone's going to face rejection, but we talk about this on the
Yeah.
Connect Network TV, Texas.
That's it.
But literally looking at rejection as the greatest form of redirection and protection for your life, and having the courage to take that step.
That's
And it. I know we have so much more, but we gotta close this show. I'm so sad. But Natalie, please tell everyone a few things that you have coming up. I know you have a lot coming up for 2022. It's gonna be the most dynamic, innovative year that you've ever had. You have the right team now. I know that. And it's just literally, I can't say this enough. It's just beginning. But please share how people can follow you, connect with you, be a part of what you're doing, and really just align with you so they can continue moving forward.
Well, Michelle, I can't thank you enough for sharing your platform with me. You are one of the most giving, loving, just compassionate people I've ever met. And you pray for everyone. We prayed before we got on the show. In the middle of the show, we might learn of a story of someone. Michelle will pray over them. I've been in, we get together and have fun. I've been in the elevator in a full conversation with Michelle, and she'll notice that the person over here needs prayer, and we'll stop and pray. And next thing you know, the whole elevator is crying. Like, you are a powerful masterpiece. And I am honored and blessed to have you in my space, to have you in my life, to have you as one of the hosts on my show. I am your biggest cheerleader, and I'm so grateful for you. If you want to keep up with me, you can find me on Instagram at the Connect Network. You see that below. You can visit me on our website, theconnectonline.com, below. And if you are a woman in business or female entrepreneur or a brand that is looking to shift the narrative around your story, come see us. This is a space where you can just build your brag bank, share with the world what you do. There's so many great people that are undiscovered because people just don't know that you're out there. What's next? We are building my signature course finally. I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I'm so happy to finally start sharing with people what I'm doing and giving them the tools and the resources and the education so they can do that as well. And that is Media Mogul University. I'm so excited for it. We are going to be teaching people how to build their own television shows. I've partnered with Fox, I've partnered with ABC, I've partnered with the CW, and they've won me over. So all of the television shows broadcast on the CW because I love the just partnerships. I love the relationship I've been able to build with that network. So that's where I like to hang, but I am really giving you the tools and the tips that you'll need to take your own show to network television. And that is something that nobody in the game teaches you how to do. They want you to think that you have to pitch your way to a network. And I'm showing people and teaching people that it's a new way. We create our own table,
Wow.
create our own space. If you're a doctor, you need a show. If you're a lawyer, you need your own show. If you're an influencer, you need your own show. If you're an expert, and we're going to get to these 6 and 7 figures real quick, and I'm going to show you how.
Wow, Natalie, that's not even it. We're about to take every platform by storm, but that master course is going to shift and change the course for people's lives forever. Like giving them the strategies and the tool sets they need to make their dreams truly a reality like they never dreamed or imagined. I cannot wait for it to come out. It's coming out soon. So excited. But also the Connect Network TV is going to podcast. So you can listen to us on podcast as well. All the Florida show and the Texas show.
That's right.
Such an incredible platform. But also Natalie and her team are creating the Connect Network agency. I know this is new.
I forgot to even mention that.
Plug all these things for you.
You got to have a good one that'll keep you together. Yes, honey. Tell them about the agency, boo. Tell them about the agency, honey.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I just want to be the first to announce that Natalie is actually my agent. This always happened, literally. I am just like so honored because I've been doing influencing for, let me just brag really quick and testify to Natalie's heart posture. I've been doing influencing for 10 years.
You need to brag on yourself, honey, because you are bad to the bone.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much. Yes. And over the 10 years, I have been so blessed. On all my platforms, I have like 450,000 on Instagram. It's growing to, it's almost 250,000. And taking other platforms and really doing the motivational speaking, doing, building my master course as well this year. This is the year. But I really believe that in this year, I've had so many people approach me, message me, every day about representing me or wanting to be a manager, an agent. And I honestly have never had one. I have heard different things about that. I've always just done it, my husband and I, with my business beauty life coach. But I'm a life coach as well. But Natalie, I've seen her heart posture towards people. I know I've said so much in the show, but that's just like the tip of the iceberg of who Natalie truly is, like her heart posture towards every situation and the friendship you bring. She is so loyal. And when you're looking for an agent, when you're looking for someone to manage your business, really help you align with the right people, it's all about aligning and connecting, then like that's who I look for. And I've never had that because it's all about relationship. And so I'm so grateful.
I love you, girl. You're gonna make my makeup get messed up here.
Answered.
You deserve it. You deserve the best. And the loyalty is, it's an exchange because I haven't had anyone of your excellence, of your popularity, if you will, be so kind and generous with the game because folks don't want to share the game. Folks want to help you just to get across the street. Now we're not going to get you down the block. But let's go across the street. And that's as far as I'm willing to take you because I'm really insecure in what is possible for me. So I'm going to give you, less opportunity because of my own insecurities. Michelle, I am so blessed and lucky to be in your space, to call you my sister. Honey, what we're about to do for 2022 is next level. And it's because you're prepared. You're prepared. Your heart is good. What you see, all of this excellence, you at home, I don't know if you're watching or listening on the podcast or on the YouTube channel at the Beauty Life Coach Show, but Michelle's the real deal. It's not for Instagram. It's not for TV. This is a real woman with a big heart. And you don't see this often. And that is why I want to work with you. You are amazing, and it's exciting for what we're gonna do. So y'all just keep your eyes on, keep your glasses on, and keep your ears up, because you're gonna be seeing a whole lot more of Michelle Hammonds at Beauty Life Coach. You guys make sure you're following her, checking her out. And speaking of, leadership, all the courses, a lot of people at home are like, how can I get like Michelle? Listen, she's going to be able to teach you. And she has so many different things that she's going to be sharing as well. So you guys want to make sure you're following her on all platforms. Seriously.
Oh my gosh. Natalie's such a professional TV host. She's like trying to.
I don't want to interview you. I'm sorry.
Really just, y'all, that's what we do on the show, on the Connect Network TV. We literally are just like sharing the raw, real, beautiful truth about people's heart postures. And Natalie, I'm so honored again to just be aligned with you, have you on the show. It's just the beginning. You're about to come back so much to share all the things and launch your course. Just, this is your space to even share even more. And I just love you. So everyone, go follow her at the Connect Online and at the Connect Network. You're not going to want to miss out on this innovative, beautiful, real, raw knowledge that's going to get you from not only A to B, but A to Z and further. It's going to bless your life so much. And Natalie, I love you so much.
I love you.
Until next time, definitely follow the Beauty Life Coach Show, the Connect Network TV, and come and see us. We can't wait to connect with you even more.